Welcome to the VIP section.
J baby, y'all. Joel Santana. Hey, let us know, man.
We out here behind the scenes, my man, video shoot.
So what you got going on coming out? What you got coming out soon?
I got a bunch of projects coming out. I just been stacking my heat lately. You know what I mean?
You know it was like the best thing ever to happen to me, and to go D1 after that. So after 1 year, the sophomore year I started, I averaged 15 points.
Yeah.
When fucking Sylvester Stallone go shoot the movies like a whole year.
That was like my debut.
We about to be Olympic smoke team right now, baby.
Yeah, you know how we do it?
Yeah.
We left off. You're warming up.
Yeah.
No, what's crazy to me was Jordan was warming up with the rookies?
No, what happened was, like, Jordan, like.
Yo. It seems like we good.
We good now?
We good
That
now.
sounds better. Yeah, no echo.
Let's go, y'all. We ready to roll now.
No DJ Clue.
Yo, for a minute, the people in the comments was like, yo, Tone was good.
Let's get it. We back.
Oh, that's crazy. Shout out to everybody out there for pulling back up. They know this is going to be a goodie. This is the classic interview right here. You know what I mean? Let's get to it. All right. So, now, where we left off was you were saying that...
We're going to start it over.
Okay, let's start it over. So, where I was saying is us coming off the interview with Sham Garden Future that me and Tone, we were trying to figure out, and in the moment, and the whole team, we were trying to figure out, where do we go next?
He came here to stir the pot, man. He came here with that Dallas Cowboy hat on.
Yeah.
What they did to the Giants yesterday.
Facts. You know I had to put my cowboy hat on. I'm gonna take it off in a minute.
No,
well, hold on.
But the whole day I've been saying to myself, like, Rasul's coming to turn up. Because he knew off the interviews we came off, his story is crazy.
Yo, what did I did something. I think I hit something. Are we good?
We good.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, so, like everybody already knows, let's start from there. Where you from?
I'm from the town, Mount Vernon.
Yes,
Money
sir.
on Mount Vernon.
Yo, I don't think 914 knows where we at right now, man.
They're going to find out
This is one of the original, like before
yo.
914 was 914, this is one of the first people doing it for 914.
That's a fact.
Well, y'all making me
too.
Nah, y'all making me. Nah, they was doing it way before me, man. Y'all can't make me sound that old.
No. That's not what he means. He means in that era. Because you got to remember, that era, when you did it, it was killers.
It was only the borough.
Right. See,
it was only
the killers. My man just checked in. Lou Tucker just checked in, right?
Oh, yeah. Shout out to
Lou Tuck.
Lou Tuck just checked in. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I can't Kev Eggers in the building.
We're going to get you up here, too.
Kev in the building. Give him a bomb, Tone.
Yo, so I can't speak on, like, for sure. I was definitely one of the ones that, you know what I mean, especially from our era, that pretty much, went down there and doing it. But, it was handed to me. They handed me the torch. Like, you know what I mean? Like they handed me the torch, yo. You know what I'm saying? So what was I supposed to do? You know what I mean? I took it and I ran with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but don't jump all the way up to the torch. I want to start before the torch. I want to start where it led up to the torch.
Going back to, like,
you know what I'm saying? So okay, so we know you from Mount Vernon. How was that growing up in Mount Vernon at that time? We talking early '80s, right?
Yeah, we talking '80s, definitely. We talking early '80s growing up, and it's like it was good. You know what I mean?
Paint the picture. This is like when Mount Vernon was Mount Vernon.
Shout out to Greg Barnett in the building.
Shout out to
He's
Greg.
one of them boys too. That's a fact.
Yeah.
He's one of them boys too.
And it starts. It goes back to growing up in the Vernon. It was definitely Mount Vernon's a sports town. You feel me? So me personally, basketball wasn't my sport. Like most people don't know that.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
4th Street is where where everyone, all the ball players went. You know what I mean? But as C. Paul knows, you know what I mean, basketball wasn't my sport. It wasn't my best sport at the time. I was a baseball player and I also played football. Basketball, like, pretty much came to last. You know, I was just more of an athlete. You know what I mean? So I grew up on 8th Avenue in Mount Vernon. You know what I'm saying? I grew up on 8th Avenue on Centennial Homes, smaller, probably down the projects, basically. You know, and we grew up. We was playing football and baseball. You know what I mean? Even though 4th Street Park was right on the top of the corner. You know what I mean? But we just used to just go there and just watch the older guys, Ray, Gus Williams, and all of them. So
you know what, Rasul? Since you just said 4th Street,
right.
The first time I ever seen you play, I remember my pops took me and Shay to my cousin was playing in this tournament. I don't even know the name of the tournament, but it was in Mount Vernon, and they had Rottweilers doing the security. Remember that?
Yeah, that was 4th Street. That was 4th Street Park.
That's 4th Street,
Yeah.
and they had
shout out to Stoney. Stoney had the Rottweilers. He was the security. He had the 2 Rottweilers with him.
That's Terry Red brother, right?
Yeah. So you know, they was definitely,
that's
you know.
Right, that's right.
Yeah, that's fact.
Yeah.
That was the first time I ever seen you play. I think you was in high school playing with the college kids.
Yeah.
You had like 20.
Yeah, but hold on. This interview, we gotta start from the beginning. I don't even want to get.
We going before Semino?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He's telling the story now where he's saying he loved baseball and basketball. I mean, football.
Baseball and football.
We're not even talking about basketball right now.
I'm talking about Little League.
Yes.
Baseball was it. Razorback.
Shout out to Kareem Reed in the building. Oh yeah, the boys is in here.
All day.
The boys is in here. Yeah.
That's the homie right there. You know, me and Reed went at it. We used to go at it.
in here tonight.
Yeah.
Westchester's in here tonight. Shout out to
Yeah,
Kareem
so
Reed. He's definitely
the
one
Bronx
of the boys.
is in the building. But you know, so growing up, basketball just wasn't, you know what I mean? It wasn't something that was on my mind. I was growing up saying, oh, I want to be a basketball player. Nah, growing up, I wanted to be a baseball player. You know, so my focus was baseball and football. You know what I mean? That's where it was. So as I started getting older, you know, I took you to the fence with a double. You know, as I got older, I saw that, you know, everyone in the hood, we played every sport. So then I started playing basketball, and I saw I was a little athletic and stuff like that. And then I started going to the Boys and Girls Club, you know, which was right around the corner. So it was accessible to us. So if it rained and we couldn't play baseball, what it was that we did was we went to the Boys Club. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, you had a lot of the older guys in there that was real. It was nice. All the guys growing up in the hood, everybody played from Groovy Lou to Cousin Al. You know what I'm saying? God bless one of my dudes, Little Down. You know what I mean? Rocker. They all played basketball. They was ball players. And they was pretty good at it, at that. But, you know, they was on the block at a young age. So me being able to, I'm talking about 8, 9 years old. You know what I'm saying? Walking around the corner going to play ball. So from there, actually, I knew Dean. You remember Dean Marshman? Dean Marshman's pops used to be at the Boys and Girls Club. So he was like, listen, man, you need to come over here. You need to come play. You need to come play with my guy. My guy got a team. We're going to take some boys downtown and play. And I'm like, okay, cool. But, you know, I really didn't know nothing about none of that. You know what I'm saying? You know, you talking about 8, 9 years old. I didn't know nothing about that. I'm playing locally. I'm playing baseball. I'm focused on baseball. So what he does is, think about maybe like a year later, like 9, 10, he brings me up to Greenberg, you know? Brings me to Greenberg.
Shout out to Greenberg.
Word.
Greenberg always had the best basketball.
See, Greg knows.
He said your pops brought y'all up to the center.
Brought y'all to the
Shout
center.
out to Greg
See,
Barnett.
Greg knows.
No, that's family, 100%.
Yeah.
No, them boys ball. Them boys do it all too.
So Greg, so Greg knows. So he brought us to the center. Well, who's at the center? You got Mike B. You know, you got
T-Bone,
T-Bone, Daniel Abrams.
You got and I'm gonna tell you the crazy Daniel Abrams story. Daniel
Abrams.
Here we get it. It's lit tonight.
Everybody tag Daniel.
Oh yeah, Daniel in here. Facts.
Dean's little brother Malcolm. Facts. But Malcolm was young, so you had my man. What's my man Mike? That he's a lifeguard at the center.
Mike.
light skin.
Yeah, with the green eyes. Mike. Damn, what's his name?
You had Jerome. We had
Ox.
Jerome.
You talking about
We had
Ox?
Jerome. Jerome used to play ball. Yeah.
Facts.
So so we was just, you know what I mean? We was just those guys that you had T-Bone. So he brought us up to the center, and so I see this big, tall, light-skinned dude come in. You know what I'm saying? I see this big, light-skinned guy come in with the crazy glasses on, with the little shorts, with the loafers on. I'm like, yo, who's this tall, light-skinned dude? It's Mr. Thompson.
Yes.
Word. Mr. Thompson. I'm like, but now, peep it. At the age I'm at now, I'm like, Thompson?
That was the original Young
getting
Light
some bread back then.
He said that. I think about it. Yo, Thompson was out there. He was outside for real.
Yeah.
Oh, you know. You ain't know.
I didn't know.
He from Greenberg. He from Harlem.
Yes.
And he never wore socks.
He said he never wore socks.
Yo,
he said he pulled up on him in loafers.
Yeah. With the loafers, with no socks.
Snowing outside. He got no socks.
Word. Real talk. So now, and that's what happened.
I'm so glad you are talking the best time of my the era.
Yes.
Brainwashing.
Great interview tonight. Yeah, go ahead. We haven't finished though.
And it's a Westchester thing, and you know, dudes won't understand that if they're not from Westchester. You know what I mean? But they know everybody had their path to where it was that they got to. You know what I mean? From
and
where
that's what we want to know tonight. We need to know this.
So the path for me playing basketball really started in Greenberg. Well, it started in Mount Vernon because that's where I was from. But to where it took me, to the level of where it took me, I went up north to Greenberg, then downtown. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because Thompson wasn't afraid of the city.
Yeah. So if it wasn't for Mr. Thompson, you know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for Mr. Thompson, and it wasn't for Dean Marshman Pops, who knew Mr. Thompson, Dean's Pops was like, yo, come on, take y'all up to Greenberg. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Thompson, you know what I mean? So my Pops and Dean Pops was close. Yeah, okay, cool. What we got? We in there, we just playing.
Yo, his son just entered in here. Jermaine Thompson.
Jermaine, yes.
Jermaine just entered here. Jermaine won the Atlanta Celtics, right? Down in
every time I see Jermaine, right? I always tell Jermaine, yo, tell Pops what's up.
Shout out to Jermaine in the building.
Jermaine in the building.
Got some dudes in here tonight.
People really never paid Greenberg the homage that it deserves, man. Between the center and Rumbrook, Greenberg's really a landmark.
I mean, Tone, let's keep it real.
Greenberg's really a basketball landmark.
It started us too.
For real,
Like we was nice in Hartsdale with Dad's Club, but before we went to Gauchos and Riverside, we had to get through Greenberg.
We had to go to FGCC.
Right. We had to get through Greenberg before we even thought it. My father said, y'all can't even go down to Gauchos unless y'all show me y'all can ball with niggas in Greenberg. Right, Tone?
That's
a fact.
Right.
Shout out to Greenberg.
So for me, coming through Mount Vernon, where it's a long history, you know what I mean? Our legacy in Mount Vernon is solidified. You know what I mean? Mount Vernon is that place. But for me personally, you know what I mean? Mount Vernon wasn't really where I started playing basketball because I grew up there. It was the Boys and Girls Club and all that stuff. But for me, coming and being introduced to New York City basketball was through Greenberg and through Young Life and through Mr. Thompson. So
that's a fact.
If it wasn't for Mr. Thompson,
it's crazy.
I wouldn't have had.
It's not to cut you off, but it's crazy that you mentioned that because
you know what's crazy, Jay? Coach Thompson was the first. Remember, I was trying to get his records. Coach Thompson got me DJing.
Yeah, that's a fact. Give him a bomb. No, but Tone, it's crazy that he mentioned Thompson's name because it's like God is leading all of these things up like a chessboard because he's talking about Coach Thompson, and Reggie Freeman said on the first interview we did with all the GOATs that he said that we would Young Life. Yeah. Hold on, I'm doing an interview.
I love live.
Yeah,
I love live. I love live TV.
That's my son.
Yeah.
But he shout out to Lil Shay too. But anyway, Reggie Freeman said Young Life started it for him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Reggie Freeman went to Texas. We talking big time basketball like yourself.
Yeah. Nah, like, and that's real talk because, like, for me, and this is what I was talking about the Danier story. So what happened was Dean, they had like six guys they used to go downtown with and play basketball and take down to the city. You know, so I guess Mr. Thompson was like, yo, nah, we gonna make it. We gonna do this thing a little bit bigger. So the first tournament we go down. I'm not registered to play, so I'm trying to go down to play. And we talking about Salem Church. Right next to Salem Church is the baskets. They would lower the baskets, and Stone Gym was the name of it, which was right next to Riverside Church.
Yes.
It was a little
you
gym.
talking about the little gym that's right next to it?
Yes, that's Stone Gym.
Definitely.
So I'm talking about when we was 10. Check, yo, they used to lower the baskets, and how I know, Danier just had a birthday, September 24th, 1974. Danier was on the roster. Danier couldn't go. They didn't have me on the roster, so I was playing as Danier Abrams.
Shout out to Thompson.
So shout to Mr. Thompson, bringing me down there. And the crazy part,
he said that Danier couldn't go to the game. Thompson made him go play as Danier Abrams.
And they kept, and Mr. Marshall was like, yo, if they ask you what's your name? And I remember Danya Abrams, September 9/24/74. September 24, 1974. September 24, 1974. So I remember that since I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
So I go down there and play in Stone Gym. They lowered the baskets. You got to remember, I was real athletic. Yo, I'm dunking. They lowered the, and so they like, yo, who's this kid? Niggas was calling me Danier. That's Danier. That's Danier. Real, yo, Jermaine, let me plug this thing. Let me plug the phone. Hold on, let me plug the phone. Let me plug the phone. Let me plug the phone. I gotta plug the phone. Hold on.
Yo, he said they was calling him Danier.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. So hold on. Gotta plug the phone. So I gotta play as Danier. So I'm playing as Danier, September 24th, 1974. You feel me? So as I'm down there, so I'm 10 years old playing downtown. First time I ever played. I'm playing for Young Life. I'm playing in Stone Gym, and we winning. So we playing against Millbank. That's right before the Gauchos started. Like this was Millbank. Millbank and the Gauchos used to be together.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
So I'm playing against Millbank, and we win the chip. Jermaine, am I right, Jermaine Thompson?
He said yes.
Yes.
He said yes.
So real talk.
There, yeah.
Oh, what's good? So I go down there, I kill it. The baskets was probably, they lowered the baskets. You know, we was younger, but it was like hard. Kids wasn't dunking. I think that was called
little lads, right?
I think it was little lads. I think so.
Yeah, they lowered the rims, of course. Little lads.
Yeah, so they lowered the baskets, right? So we in there, and I'm just barely, like, kids wasn't dunking, but I'm getting up trying to dunk the ball. And I don't know what made me do that, because I just always just wanted to dunk. You know what I'm saying? And boom, caught a couple of dunks. And I remember them in there going crazy. Because this little kid in here dunking. The baskets was probably like 7 foot. Yeah. But if we short, you know what I mean? So we little kids. If I'm trying to dunk the joint, I got a couple of dunks, got MVP. Now I got a name. My name is Danier.
Now I got a name.
My name is Danier.
In the moment I told you.
So now, yo.
He coming.
So now I'm like, damn. But you gotta understand, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm 10 years old, 9, 10. I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna follow me. I just wanted to play basketball. You feel me? So I goes down. We go to the next tournament. Boom. Danye don't play. Now Danye wants to play. Oski, what up, Oski? Danye want to play. Danye's using my name.
What? Now Danye's using my name. Thompson is crazy.
Thompson's crazy. Mr. Thompson is crazy.
Yeah.
So real talk, I'm playing downtown. So from that time, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Thompson gets all the props for bringing us downtown. So you got to understand, now we playing there. Now we playing in Holcomb Rucker. I was playing in the Rucker Park on 145th when I was 10 years old, bro.
Back, get out a bomb, Tone.
Hey, you remember? Hold on.
What was that like?
See, if you don't remember, we was the team that made Coach Thompson quit. He stopped coaching after us.
Yeah.
And he used to say, y'all don't know, I used to have legends. I used to
Yeah, he did. He did. But now we hear the story. Wait, hold on. How was that like playing in Rucker at 10 years old?
We didn't know what it was. We didn't know. You didn't know, and you didn't understand. Coming from
Westchester, balling. Westchester kids balling.
We just young kids balling. We don't know
now
the history.
T-Bone's on your team at this time?
T is on my team. I believe T-Bone played, yes. Because T was a year younger than us. But I think T played with us. So it was just a matter of us. Yo, I remember going to Mr. Thompson's house, right? Mr. Thompson bought some purple Nikes for us. This is the first time I saw a coach give early Saturday mornings. Barnett, you right. The games used to be like at 9 in the morning, bro. Games used to be at 9 o'clock in the morning. You played at 9, 10, or 11. Then the afternoon, the older kids. Then you got the middle school kids, and then the high school. You know what I mean? Yo, yes. Thompson gave us the Lakers. The Lakers.
That's all he had was the Lakers.
The Laker Converse. Because that was the color of our team. I remember us going in, he opens the garage. So all the players and stuff is there. And he's like, yo, here y'all go. Everybody, what size you? Oh, you got this size, you got this size. But I didn't have none because they didn't order, but he had mine was Danye's. I wasn't on the team. Dean Marshman was on the team. You feel me? So they didn't have much. He was like, don't worry about it. I'm going to have some. When we left Stone Gym, he said, I'm going to get those shoes for you. Don't worry about it. I'm going to get those shoes for you because I didn't have none of the shoes. You feel me? But every morning we would go down. Saturday mornings, we would go down there and play in the Rucker. So Mr. Thompson had me playing in Rucker Park in Harlem, New York at age 10. Real talk. Dudes wasn't doing that. Dudes wasn't doing that from Mount Vernon. You know what I'm saying? Like the only people that knew about that stuff was the McRae brothers. You know, you had Ed Wiley, you had Lou Tucker, you had all those guys that was before me that graduated like in the 80s. They knew about all that stuff because they played for Riverside. You know what I mean? Rodney McRae, they all knew about that. But a young kid coming up, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know anything about that. You know what I mean? So for me, playing down there we was just going downtown to ball. You know what I mean? It wasn't no big deal. You know, so that's how I got introduced to New York City. That's why dudes in Harlem still call me Danye.
Niggas still call me Danye.
Yeah, still dudes. They be like, yo, Danye, what up? What up, Danye? I'm like, yo, what's good?
Yo, Ron, let me ask you a question, because we cater to music on this podcast also. Yo, did you fall in love with music playing at those tournaments in the summer?
You talking about down in the city?
Yeah, like how they used to play the music, like, in between games or on the timeouts. They was playing the classics. They was playing what was hot at that time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I just remember music. I just fell in love with music at that time.
But you know basketball. What? You know what we used to hear? We used to hear the cars going by on the street, on the freeway, because we used to play. You got to remember Rucker Park. There's not just that one park. It's the courts all the way in the back too.
That was taking the center buses.
So we was driving. We was carpooling down there.
Got you.
You know, and a couple. We were carpooling down there. I believe we took you talking about that orange bus, right?
Yeah,
that
the
orange
bus.
and white green bus,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think we took. Yeah, I think we got on that bus maybe one
Shout out to
time.
Stedman.
You know, maybe one time. So a lot of that, you know what I mean? We wasn't, like talking about the music and all that stuff. I wasn't on it like that. We was just happy to be, you know what I mean? We didn't know where we were. We were just happy to play. You feel me?
So
you know what I'm saying? We was just happy to play basketball, bro. And then from there it just kept going.
Okay, so Young Life. Let's go back to the Young Life.
Young Life.
From what Reg Freeman said, and Shamgard. Shout out to Shamgard. Shamgard mentioned that Young Life was the pretty much the team in the city that was like had all of the gear. They was the flyers in the city. Is this true?
Yo, Dave. What up, Dave? Well, let me tell you. So when Thompson brought us downtown, I didn't know that Mr. Thompson was from Harlem. I didn't know that. You know what I mean? Until later on. When you're a young kid, when you're 10 years old, you're not thinking about where somebody's from. You're just happy to be off your block. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
Growing up, you just happen to be going somewhere playing basketball. You're not looking at it as, oh, we going to Harlem. We playing against these dudes from Harlem. We playing against these kids from the Bronx. We didn't care. We were just going to play basketball.
And
that's
we was crazy. We really didn't.
We were good, and we were good. So the kids from Westchester. So Thompson, he saw it. He saw the vision. He saw it. Before we knew it, he saw it. But he saw it prior to us. He saw it with the Williams brother, with the McCray brothers. You know what I mean? He saw it with all those guys before us, before our age. So he was grooming us to come down there. He didn't touch, he didn't coach those guys, the Gus Williams and McCrays, but we were like his kids. You know what I mean? We were around his kids' age. So I know at the time, I believe his son was running track. He had a son that was running track. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's when we was young, and I remember
one of the black colleges or something like that.
Yeah, and his son went to an HBCU, I believe.
Yeah, Yeah.
But so he's bringing us down there. He saw the vision. He saw that, you know what? Let's bring these kids from Westchester. And when you say Westchester, like people like, oh, y'all up north. We're 15. Mount Vernon's my
right
house
there
is
by the Bronx.
The street. The Bronx is right across the street. When I grew up, the Bronx is right across the street. The house directly across the street was the Bronx. So White Plains, Greenburgh. Yes, he went to Georgia Tech. You're right, Barnett. So he went. Him bringing us down there, we wasn't coming from Albany. We wasn't coming from Binghamton. We wasn't even coming from.
That's what they thought, though.
We 20 minutes away. You know what I mean? Greenburgh's 30 minutes, 25 minutes away from Harlem. 20 minutes on a good day. You know what I'm saying? So
especially 9 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday.
On a Saturday,
25 minutes.
You're right.
Yeah. So it was solid.
You're right. Let me see if you remember this. Do you remember the purple Young Life shoestrings? And it said Young Life in gold.
It said Young Life in gold on the shoestrings, of course. Yeah. Thompson had, and that's what I'm saying. Like he was doing all that. He was doing all that for us. You don't realize that and recognize that till you get older. I started realizing it once so Mr. Thompson basically locked in with. That's how Thurman Coach Durham.
Yeah, because I didn't know that. That's funny he said that.
That's crazy.
Shamgard said that last week, Tone.
Yeah,
Sham said Thurman was Young Life coach. I was like, what?
Durham was our coach. Durham was my first coach playing downtown, bro.
Yeah.
Durham was and I asked Durham, I said, Durham, how old was you? Thurman and Bingo.
Crazy.
Coach Bingo. It was Coach Thompson had them coaching us in Young Life. And then what happened was
he might have been the first person doing branding.
Yo, he ain't had no sponsor. And that's what I was saying. Yeah. He must have been getting some money.
He was yes.
Yeah, you see what Kev said? He did all that without no sponsor.
But no, he was coming out of his pocket.
Was that
he was coming out his pocket like my man. And it's so crazy. I had a man, my boy out here named Kev. You know what I mean? Come out his pocket for his kids, for his crew. It's totally different now. And you know what? When you got it like that, and you could do it like that, you ain't got to worry about no sponsors. You ain't got to worry about playing in this tournament, that tournament, somebody telling you what to do. You could do whatever you want to do because I'm paying for it.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
And if
I'm
you won,
owning
he fed
this.
you too.
Yeah.
And he fed us. Yeah,
You
real
won.
talk. So
you lost,
Thompson brought us to Harlem at so you talking about 10 years old, I'm playing in Harlem. I'm playing in Citywide. I'm playing in the Rucker. I'm playing in Little Lads. So, and I'm playing as Daniel Abrams.
Still,
all
a
because
year later.
all because Daniel couldn't play, and I played so well the first time. I got the MVP. So all these people, I'm not knowing. All these people is like, you talking about people that was playing at Riverside. You talking about people that was playing in
That
different.
nigga Danye's nice.
Different, right? Yeah. Yo, that nigga, that kid Daniel. Then, as I've started getting older, I can't use that. Like, okay, like my pops was like, yo, how long you think people gonna be calling you Daniel?
Facts.
Like, you gotta use your name, and we just kept going with it. Durham used to be like, Daniel. Durham used to call me Daniel. And because what happened was because Thompson combined the Westchester kids and the Bronx kids and the Harlem kids together, and he had made the team. You know what I'm saying?
So that's where Kareem and them came, or they were
That's
after
where
you?
Kareem and them came from because we used to practice.
So Kareem played with you.
Kareem's younger than me. He played on the younger team. So Kareem is 2 years younger than me. So
that's crazy. I remember Thompson saying all of this on the bus because we was bad. We had like half the team was from group homes. Like we was bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We was crazy.
Yeah.
And
So,
he was like, I'm never coaching again. And he's like, I coach legends. I got niggas in college here acting like this.
Yeah. So and it was like they used to, like, I wasn't ringing. I wasn't too old to play. You know what I'm saying? I just couldn't. I wasn't. They wasn't expecting me to play, and I wasn't. My bad. I'm not gonna.
You good. Revive.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to play, and I had to run with it because now people like knew who I was, and it was like damn, he played good, and they weren't expecting me to do what I did. So now we go down there, they combine teams. I'm still Daniel Abrams. You feel me? And I'm playing under Daniel's name, and I got dudes calling me Daniel. When Coach Thurman first met me, he didn't know my name was RASUL. You know what I'm saying? So I used to be like, yo, call me RASUL. He's like, RASUL, what's that? Like, that's my middle name. Call me RASUL. And I started like just transitioning to
back to RASUL
when I was like 12. Word up. But I played.
That's my middle name.
Yeah. But I played using Daniel's name. And it was that at this time, it wasn't about like I was too old. It was, you know what I'm saying, anything like that.
No, I know.
It was just that
There was no IDs back then.
Recognized me as. They started recognizing me as the Daniel. So when we started, when Thompson combined the Harlem guys and the Westchester guys, you know what I'm saying, it started getting crazy. My son just came in.
Shout out to him. Back.
Yeah. So I'm playing, and so Daniel is transitioning into RASUL now. You know what I'm saying? With Thurman. Thurman just came around. Thurman was young. Thurman was probably like 15 or 16 when he was coaching us. You know what I'm saying?
15, 16?
Yeah, he was like 16. Because I asked Bingo. I said, Bingo, how old was you when you started coaching us? Bingo said he was like 17. And Durham is younger than Bingo, if I'm not mistaken, because I asked Durham the same thing.
Oh, he definitely,
you know what I mean? And he said, yo, I was like 16. But you think about it. I was coaching, you know what I mean? We that's like you growing up in the hood. You like basketball, but you can't play ball. Yo, I'm gonna coach this little team right here. Yo, come on, y'all.
Yeah,
I'm gonna coach.
Right.
These my little boys. You know, I can remember. So Kareem and them was like 8, 9. Yeah, I'm like 10, 11.
I don't know if you understand. Like you hear the names you saying.
Okay, so basically, now it
all
adds up.
And so from there, and let me cut you off. And from there, even with Coach Thurman, look at Coach Thurman's resume. Coach Thurm coached at St. John's. You know what I mean? He coached at some other school colleges as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He runs Riverside Church. He's one of the well-respected coaches in the country.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? And who put him on?
Thompson.
Somebody from Greenberg. Mr. Thompson put him on.
That's
Real
crazy.
talk.
I did
You know what
not
I mean?
know this, man. Yo, that's crazy.
So if we don't, Thompson don't bring us to Harlem. We don't represent down there in Harlem, the Westchester guys. Now they sweating us. Now they like, oh, he got something going on right there. We need to merge this thing together. And that's what he did. You know what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of my dudes that, you know what I mean, like, you got to remember a lot of those dudes I played with since I was younger from Harlem and from the Bronx. That's how I know all of them. That's how I go everywhere downtown. Yo, I played with this dude since I was 10.
Well, I got to tell you, as much as me and Tone know you, a Bronx nigga brought you to the attention that he needs to be next. He got a story. I said, who? He said, Rasul. I said, that's my man. Like, we getting Rasul. Rasul, it definitely got a story.
Yo, this is
100%.
crazy.
All right.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, now, you figured out, they let you get your name Rasul back. So now you back as Rasul.
I got my name back.
Okay, so now we in Harlem with it. Coach Thompson said first of all, let me tell you a little story before we move on about Coach Thompson. That was the funniest thing I ever heard. I was too young for this, but I was my father was telling me. One time, I don't know if you was on that team, but they played in, remember Golden Hoops?
Yeah, I played with Golden Hoops. Yeah. I didn't play with that. I didn't play with Young Life on Golden Hoops. I played with Riverside. I played with the Gauchos.
Okay. So that tournament, that was way before this is way after your time. But anyway, Thompson had Elton Brand playing with the Westchester team. Right? And Mr. Loyce tried to get Elton Brand to take the uniform off in the middle of the game and go play with Ron and them. And Thompson told, he said, get the fuck out of here, Ernie. He said, get the fuck out of here, Ernie. Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yo, my father told me that story. I was like, are you serious? That yeah. Because it's not like he said it like a nerd, like, get the fuck out of here, Ernie.
Yeah. Because that's how Ernie Lunch, that's how Mr. Lunch used to speak. That's how he used to talk.
He tried to make Elton take his shit off and play with him right now.
Yeah, that's when Riverside, they had a crew though. They brought in Jerry Stackhouse and all of them. Yes, for sure.
That's a fact. Okay, so now you discovered and let you get your name back. Now you Rasul.
Before we go on, do you know at this time, like I know you made a name for yourself as Danier. Now you transitioning back to Rasul, but there was a real Danier. Kareem Reed, like is Kareem Reed at this time? Were they balling like everywhere? Did y'all know who y'all was at that time, or was y'all just?
Well, I knew who Danier was. I just knew Danier was just this big kid. This big, we said we was little. This big fat kid. We knew him, but Danier.
You know what I mean? Because you have legends. Kareem Reed, Danier. Are y'all killing wherever y'all go?
Kareem Reed is not on his team.
Kareem Reed
is on the younger team.
Yeah, he's on the younger team.
This guy had two names.
T-Bone.
I had two names.
Or they say Riverside had people like Jerry Stackhouse on their team.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Sham God is in the building. Shout out to Sham in the building. Sham, I'm so happy you pulled up because Rasul was talking about Young Life. And I was telling him that you mentioned them last week and he co-signed everything you said, Sham. Not that we saying you was lying and telling stories, but they all the same stories.
Yo, your same story. Like Sham and them was younger than me, but
is Malik Sealy in the same era?
No, Malik Sealy's way before them. Okay.
Yeah.
So
we definitely did, Shane. That's later on, Shane. We played against them up in Dobbs Ferry.
Oh, shout out to Shane, the dribble machine in the
Shane
building.
is in the building.
That's
but like I was telling, Sham, I was basically telling them how Durham started coaching. Durham started coaching me first. You feel me? Durham started coaching me first, and if it wasn't for Mr. Thompson with the Young Life crew having us practice at Salem Church in Harlem, that's where we used to practice. You know, right down the steps, right down the church, right on 132nd Street and 8th Avenue. That's where we was. That's where I met all the dudes from Harlem. That's where all the dudes from Harlem used to call me Dan Ye. You feel me? From what I used to do. So then, as I got older, he was like, Rasul, nah, that's Dan Ye. That's not Rasul, that's Dan Ye. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, as I got older now, I'm still playing baseball. I'm still playing football. But now, I got a taste of Harlem. I'm down in Harlem on low baskets dunking. Oh, no, I'm at Stone Gym. I want to play in Stone Gym all the time. You feel me? So Thompson took us there. Thompson took us to Citywide. You know what I mean? Playing in LaGuardia House.
Classic tournaments.
Tournaments. Hard. Citywide, LaGuardia House, Holcomb Rucker Park, the original joint, Stone Gym. It was like every weekend we playing somewhere 2 or 3 games a day. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? So for me, it was, you know, growing up that young age, playing in Harlem, playing down in the city, you know what I'm saying? It definitely helped me as a ball player. Baseball wasn't doing that. You know what I'm saying? You know, football did it.
What year exactly we talking?
Well, we got to be talking 88.
We talking about in the 80s.
No, we talking at least 85 right now, right?
Yeah,
Tone, because you got to remember, the years that he's dunking
Boys
on
of
niggas is
yesteryear.
91.
Exactly.
So now, okay. So now I want to speed it up a little bit. Let's go now to you discovering now. Let's forget about shout out to Dan Ye. We're going to have Dan Ye up here soon. Reg Freeman is in the building. Another Young Life player. It's ugly in here tonight. We got Shamgar, Kareem Reed, Reg Freeman in here. We got the killers in here tonight. Okay. So now that you discover, now that you're Rasul, now we making it back uptown now. We know you got the Harlem game, dunking on everybody. You discovered now that I like dunking on people. I like basketball.
Stone Gym did that to me. Stone Gym did that to me when they was throwing in the baskets, Reg.
That's a fact.
Stone Gym, they had me dunking at Stone Gym when we was little, playing under Daniel Abrams' name. But go ahead.
So now, my bro, Ra.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so now that
we come back up, to Westchester.
So
we come in the middle school, we come into high school.
That's what I wanted to know. What middle school did you go to?
I went to Davis.
Give him a bomb, Tone. Give him a bomb, Tone.
I went to Davis.
He's out there playing ball and shit like this, Shay. Ooh.
Yeah. Facts. Facts. Oh, it's ugly.
That's the vibe.
All right.
That's the vibe in the layup line.
All right. So now, go to Davis. Does Davis have a team there?
Davis doesn't have a team. So Davis doesn't have a team. And in the middle school, it wasn't a middle school team, you know. So when you go to Davis, you gotta play. Yes, Twin, you gotta play high school ball. You know what I mean? There wasn't at the time. There wasn't no middle school, no 7th or 8th grade. You played, I believe, like for the Boys and Girls Club, or you played.
So nobody in Mount Vernon in middle school even knows you play basketball at this time.
The guys know I play a little bit. So middle school is pretty much where I really started taking a little bit more serious when I got into middle school, because before that I was playing baseball and football. I wasn't really thinking about basketball until I went down to Harlem. You know what I'm saying? And got a taste of Harlem. You know, but still, you know what I mean. I pretty much, you know what I'm saying. We weren't. Middle school is where, you know, it was. I just fell in love with like dunking. So we go to middle school. Then I go to 8th grade. I go to Nichols, which is behind Davis, and you got the wall. Now I'm running off the wall, jumping off the wall.
Remember
the
that?
basket goes to the wall.
The center.
Yeah, that's like the center. I used to off the bleachers, jumping off the bleachers at the center.
Yeah,
at the bleachers, right?
Yeah. Facts.
So we're doing the same thing. So now it's about dunking. Everything was about me wanting to dunk the ball for some reason. You know what I'm saying? So then 8th grade, I'm getting a little bit taller, Now, Rich Dan used to kill RASUL in the boys club. He had a video. Shane is crazy.
Shout out to Shane. Yes, right.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So we start. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much that's where RASUL started really enjoying the love of basketball. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's like when I got in the 8th grade. You know what I'm saying? That's when I really started liking it.
Okay, so now 8th grade, starting to love it. You're going into 9th grade. How the hell did Mount Vernon? So you walked into Mount Vernon High School just like I'm really try out.
In ninth, when I got to 9th grade, we like okay. When it was in the 8th grade, I'm sorry, we played freshman. We played on the freshman team for the high school in 8th grade.
Crazy. So you was killing it on that team.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I was okay. I was okay.
You played varsity in 9th grade?
I played varsity in 10th grade.
Got you.
You know?
Okay.
I played varsity my 10th grade year, 11th grade year, and my 12th grade year.
Okay, so at this time, is the legend himself around, Bob Cimino?
Bob Cimino is definitely around.
Give Bob him a bomb zone. Now the interview's about to turn up. Everybody roll up, get the blunts ready, get your drink, whatever you doing. This is when the interview's about to turn up right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bob Cimino's involved now.
Bob Cimino's involved, yes.
Okay.
They're going to have to name a highway after him soon, man.
Yeah, Bob is the man.
Yeah. Bob Cimino over there, like, cross county.
Bob Cimino is definitely around. You know what I'm saying? Let me fix this little joint. Bob
Cimino. Now for everybody, if you have questions for RASUL, there's a question button that you can hit. Hit the question button and it will pop up and it'll be like a little text message to me and I will ask him the question for you. So there's a question button that y'all can hit. Instagram, just put that on. It's an effective tool. Use it. It's the question button. Okay, back to Bob Cimino. He's involved.
Bob is definitely involved. Bob is involved. Bob always was involved. Let me just tell you this. Cimino always was involved. When we played baseball, I knew Bob Cimino since I was like 7 years old. Bob was the commissioner of the Little League in Mount Vernon.
Gotcha.
So Bob knew all the athletes. Bob knew everyone. You know, so then also Bob was the head coach of St. Ursula. St. Ursula is like the CYO. They played in the CYO league.
Yes. That shit we were talking about earlier with the Harlem Knights, right? The
church leagues, basically.
Yes.
So they played all the churches and stuff. So, you know, Bob was the coach there. So Bob was already around in the community. Bob
knew the younger kids coming up to the high school who was who before they even got there.
Right. And Bob Cimino wasn't even Bob was coaching the 7th grade and 8th grade CYO league team, basically. You know, so when I told you there wasn't a middle school, you either played for Bob Cimino or you played for the Boys and Girls Club. So being that I grew up right in the hood, like in Centennial Homes, it was easier for me to go and play for the Boys and Girls Club. You know what I'm saying? Because it's right around the corner from my house, so I can walk there. Cimino was on the north side of Mount Vernon. You know what I'm saying? So it was harder for me to get up there, you know, at the time. So, you know, me, it was just, you know what I mean? And that's what our middle school was. It was that. It wasn't anything else. So Cimino was definitely around, and he knew who everyone was. The guys before me, you know, he knew us. He saw us coming up, you know what I mean, through the years. So he knew it. So he just transitioned from baseball. He always coached basketball. And then when we got into high school, when we became juniors, I believe, Cimino came and started being the assistant coach. You know what I mean? He sat on the bench and was just sitting down, just watching. You know what I mean? And he took this. He knew the importance of from what our coach did not do. You know what I mean? From what our coach did not do.
All right, you got your first question of the night. There it is. Can you see it?
Yeah. Question. All right, so
What were you saying about Semino? What were you saying about Semino?
Yeah. So Semino basically took the Mount Vernon High School legacy and took it to another level. He took it to where it was back in the days in the 70s.
Got you.
In the early 80s.
Yeah.
In the 90s, you had Coach Reef, who wasn't really in tune with the kids in the community. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He didn't live in the community. He didn't live in Mount Vernon, and he just knew that he worked at the school and he was the basketball coach.
Got you.
So there wasn't anything else that Coach Reed did. You know what I mean? Semino saw that he didn't do a lot of stuff that he could have done. You know what I'm saying? He took Tony Ferrantino's blueprint. You're right, Lou. He took Tony Ferrantino's blueprint. Tony Ferrantino, and we'll get into that, was there in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? And Tony Ferrantino won championships. Went to Iona College. Tony Ferrantino started coaching in Miami. When assistant coach with the Miami Heat. So Semino took that. You know what I'm saying? Reef didn't give us that. He didn't give us that platform. He didn't put that platform out there because, Tony Ferrantino and Bob Semino, they lived in Mount Vernon. You know what I'm saying? They were involved in the city. That's why I say it's very important.
They were involved in the town. They knew
the
kids before they got there.
Yes. Coach Reef lived up north, like in Yorktown or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Once practice was over, he got in his car and went home. We standing out front, waiting for rides, waiting for taxis. You know what I'm saying? Semino wasn't like that. Ferrantino wasn't like that. Yeah, they gonna make sure you get home safe. Yo, Reef
he's a class act, man. He's him.
Yeah, and that's why he's successful. That's why he was successful the way he was. You know what I mean? Not just on the court, but just off the court as well. That's why a lot of people respect him. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Shout out to Bob Semino. So let's get these questions popping before
who was the toughest point guard you played against in high school? Damn, that's a tough question because, Terrence Richard was tough.
Terrence Richard. That's a fact.
T. Rich was tough. And you know who was tough? That's a hard question, and that's why man Corey asked me that question. We played against a lot of tough dudes.
No, but hold on. You beat Terrence Richard, though.
Nah. So when I was in high school, we scrimmaged Christ the King. And we scrimmaged Talentine.
Talentine, wow.
They had Red, Adrian Autry, and they had Brian Reese. Brian Reese went to North Carolina.
Oh, of course.
And Red went to Syracuse. And we were juniors. It looked like
and they said
men playing against kids. It looked like men playing against kids. The way they were getting up the floor, like we couldn't do nothing with them. Then we scrimmaged Christ the King, and they had Khalid Reeves, and then they also had damn, what's coach name? He coaches now. He gonna kill me. He coached at Washington State. He went to North Carolina as well. You know what I'm saying? Khalid Reeves. Derek Phelps. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Bowen Boone. Yes, Shane. So Talentine had a crew. And so him asking me D Phelps.
You talking about Boo Harvey?
Nah. They had a kid named Boo. He was a guard. He was nice. Yeah. He was super nice. Yeah, so Talentine had a crew. So him asking me that question, they were older than me. They were tough guards. You know what I mean? But as we got older, you know, once I went in college, it was different. But from high school, that I couldn't do anything with it. And it was another guard. It was another guard from Westchester that you need to get on here. Nobody talks about.
I can't wait to hear this.
Yeah, Brian. Dario Dookie Ross from New Row.
He was real?
Problem. Gabe Kenny Anderson, 63.
Oh, it's getting spicy tonight. Yo, why everybody keep saying Kenny Anderson getting killed? You just said he killed him.
Because Kenny Anderson didn't play no D. He gave so it was a matter of if you was gonna outscore him or not. And most dudes couldn't really outscore him, Kenny Anderson. But I'm telling you, it was Dookie was tough.
That's a fact.
Dookie was tough. And Dookie was 2 years older than, I think Dookie had us, like we was in 10th grade, he was 11, 12. I mean, Duke was tough. I remember
Shane said he gave Dookie the business. Facts. Yo, Shane looking like he wanna get a lit on the platform.
Yo, you gotta put Shane. You ain't have Shane on here?
Nah, I ain't get Shane on here yet.
Yo, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I know. Shane, we
gotta
coming.
get Shane. Yeah, Shane coming. We coming. Yo, Dookie was tough. I'm telling you. Yeah, Shane. Come on, Shane. We know you man gave him some work, but I know he gave you some work back. You can't even front. You can't front. Dookie could do everything. He could shoot. He could dribble. You know what I'm saying? He could pass. He was definitely ahead of his time. You know what I'm saying? So my boy Corey asked me that. Duke was the toughest. Duke was the toughest guard.
For a 60-year-old Kenny Anderson.
That's a fact. Let's get back into the question.
Duke was the toughest guard. Duke was the toughest guard that I had to play against in Westchester. That was around my age.
Shout out to Dookie.
Dario Ross from New Rochelle.
That's a fact. Now, Kev Egger asks, is Brian Pinkard coaching?
Yeah, Brian Pritchard's coaching now. Brian was coaching, he was assistant coach. Brian just got the head coaching job. Over at Bronxville High School. So shout out to B. Pritch.
Okay, here's a good question for you. Then we getting back to the interview. Shane the Dribble Machine said, why did y'all bust my team in the head with a trophy in Lincoln Park? Laugh out loud. Let's hear about that story.
Well, you know, back in the days, you know, we Lincoln Park was always, they had the summer league, which was always good. It was always solid. It was always good. So we playing against Shane's team, Salesian. So they busting our ass. Yeah, Shane is crazy. Shane's gonna ask the craziest questions. So I don't even want to answer. Shane's gonna ask the craziest questions for real. So we're in Lincoln Park. We're in high school. We young. We get our ass busted, and Shane's man after the game is over there with his trophy, fronting and all this and all that. We from the Mount Vernon. They think that I don't know what his man thought. But come to find out, his man wound up being a killer too. Word. Word. Yeah, Shane was like, yo, I told that nigga, yo, leave that shit alone. Leave that shit alone.
Wait, you talking about
that was 25 years, that was 30 years ago. Leave it alone. Shane will tell you the story. But nah, so they won basically. And they was, the kid was fronting with the trophy, so we at the waterfront. So, like, Shane, I knew Shane since we were younger. Like, I know him, but we didn't know that kid, And the dudes took the trophies and hit his man and then bust his man upside the head with the trophies. God rest E. Coleman. Eric Coleman bust the kid in the head with the trophy and all that. So, Shane, stop asking those questions, bro. Don't even go there, man. Yeah,
shout out to Shane doing shit. That's a fact.
A lot of people don't know basketball back in the day. Real, like it was like
it was real. It was a component. It was real. It was competitive.
You travel to different hoods to go just to make a name for yourself. Just leaving, traveling on a train with your team out. We'll talk about that another time.
That's a fact. So
it was different. You know what I mean? Like in the '80s, I remember, and I think Lou Tucker. I think that was y'all's year, right? No, I think that was after Lou. I don't know. I think that was like 80. maybe 85, 81. I remember that the kid, when Mount Vernon played New Rochelle, which is our rival school, you know, the kid got shot at the basketball game. And the kid from New Rochelle got shot. They got into a fight. The kid gets shot. And the kid's father his father was a cop in New Rochelle. He came to the game with his father's gun. They beat the kid up or whatever, took the gun and killed the kid. And ever since then, they stopped having the basketball games at nighttime when Mount Vernon played New Rochelle. Matter of fact, all the games started being at 4 o'clock, right after school, 4:15, because of the, you know what I'm saying, because of that rivalry stuff. The rivalry was so crazy, they used to fight. They used to end school early at 2 o'clock.
That's crazy.
So